South Korea is about to hand over the number 5 prototype of their fighter jet to Indonesia. This lines up with the joint agreement between Seoul and Jakarta, right as South Korea officially gears up for mass production of their national pride. Of course, Korea has attached some pretty strict conditions to this. Meanwhile, looking towards Thailand, they are actively beefing up their airspace surveillance using Spanish technology. They want to make absolutely sure that not a single foreign object can fly undetected through Thai skies in the future. Let's break all of this down. The long, drawn-out negotiations over sharing the costs for the KF-21 Boramae fighter jet between Seoul and Jakarta have finally reached the finish line. The latest documents from the Defense Acquisition Program Administration, or DAPA, confirm they are handing over one single-seat KF-21 prototype to Jakarta. This is part of a package worth 600 billion won, which is roughly 398 million US dollars. To be specific, 350 billion won goes toward the physical aircraft itself, while the remaining 250 billion won covers the transfer of technical documents, test data, and advanced system integration support. The specific jet being handed over is prototype number 5, an aircraft that has already successfully passed a series of crucial tests. Because Jakarta's financial contribution was reduced to 600 billion won, Indonesia will naturally receive a smaller share of technology transfer. However, to keep them interested and to secure potential future sales, Seoul is still handing over prototype number 5. This is clearly a strategic move to lock in their dominance in the Southeast Asian fighter jet market. After all, Jakarta could easily walk away from Korea for future fighter jet purchases if Korea doesn't show some goodwill to keep working together, especially since Jakarta has been heavily leaning into European weaponry lately. If we analyze and compare the KF-21 with its 4.5 generation competitors, like the Dassault Rafale that Indonesia already owns, the Boramae actually offers a massive advantage thanks to its 2020s design architecture. Now, the Rafale has definitely proven itself in actual combat and performed incredibly well in real-world scenarios. Though, to be fair, there have been some less than ideal results in recent years, and its 90s era design means the room for future upgrades is hitting a ceiling. On the flip side, the KF-21 is designed with a much smaller radar cross-section, making it the perfect stepping stone to 5th generation stealth fighters. Plus, it's widely believed that the Boramae is much cheaper to operate. The only catch is that the Boramae doesn't have any real combat experience yet, so it still have a lot to prove. But here's the catch. Korea has a specific condition if Indonesia really wants to take prototype number 5 home. Jakarta has to fully pay off the agreed 600 billion won in development costs, which makes up less than 20% of the total development budget for this new jet. Right in the middle of finalizing this project, rumor has it that Jakarta also wants to buy 16 units of the KF-21. But at the exact same time, Seoul is deep in serious negotiations with Manila. Through its Horizon 3 military modernization program, the Philippines has submitted an official request for KF-21 deliveries between 2027 and 2029. Korea Aerospace Industries, or KAI, has been pretty open about seeing the Philippines as a strategic priority for expanding into the international market. The tactical reasoning here is highly calculated. The Philippine Air Force already operates a fleet of FA-50PH light combat aircraft, which are also made in South Korea. Sharing the same logistics ecosystem, training philosophy, and spare parts supply chain means that transitioning Philippine fighter pilots to the KF-21 will be much faster, smoother, and highly cost-effective. And if Manila manages to sign a contract first, there's a huge chance that the delivery schedule for Jakarta's 16 units will be pushed back. Shifting focus to the maritime waters of the Gulf of Thailand, Southeast Asia's naval defense is also seeing a massive upgrade in detection capabilities. Thailand has officially chosen the LANZA 3D radar made by Indra to protect their Sattahip Naval Base. This contract includes an integrated command and control station that will basically create a permanent surveillance umbrella right over the Bay of Bangkok. Sattahip is a major strategic command center, protecting their entire military fleet infrastructure, main port access routes, and the country's coastal airspace. Aerial threats are incredibly real these days. Even before ground forces arrive, an airstrike is usually what kicks things off. That's why the LANZA RR LAN radar family has such a critical job when it comes to early detection. This radar is claimed to be able to cut right through severe coastal weather disruptions. It also has a razor-sharp ability to spot small drones. With a maximum instrument range of up to 470 kilometers, an altitude range of 100,000 feet, and a full scanning rotation every 10 seconds, this radar looks absolutely incredible on paper. Up until now, Thailand has relied on the Scanter 5202 and 2202 radars from Terma for surface detection out at sea. While those are vital for tracking small boats in rough waters, they were never designed to detect long-range aerial intrusions. Out in the open water, Thailand completely depends on the Sea Giraffe AMB made by Saab. Now, the Sea Giraffe is a highly advanced three-dimensional C-band radar, but it's a shipborne sensor. This means its operational range is strictly limited to wherever the warship happens to be navigating. The arrival of the LANZA 3D is finally going to close that glaring defense gap for Thailand. So, to wrap up these two stories, first we have Indonesia, who really needs to pay off their KF-21 development commitment if they want to get their hands on prototype number 5 for domestic research, which is going to cost them 600 billion won. And then we have Thailand. To cover up blind spots that foreign forces could easily exploit, they decided to plug the gap with European technology from Spain, a system claimed to track foreign objects from over 400 kilometers away. The big questions now are, will Indonesia actually step up and pay the rest of their commitment? And as for Thailand, is this Spanish-made radar truly going to be a game changer for them, or will it end up just as a spinning piece of scrap metal with no direction? What do you think? Do you agree? Let me know the reason.